What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is B-Side Investing, and if you're new, please feel free to like and subscribe for more content like this 100K challenge. And I'll be also covering, well, I've been covering the crypto miners, I think for a few months, more than a few months, but yeah. So today we have some really good news, and it's been a really great Canada Day. I don't know why that's a tongue twister, but Canada Day. It's been great. A lot of fireworks. I thought I was playing COD, to be honest. Call of Duty. It was just like bang, bang, here, bang, bah, 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 bang. Jesus, it was crazy. Okay. And for the Americans in here, happy 4th of July or 5th, whatever holiday. Yeah, Monday's holiday too, so apparently, yeah, observe that day too. Get a long weekend. So, okay, that part's good. So we have our portfolio. We're doing really good, and we have two really important news. First is HUT. Now, before we get into HUT, and the next one was Hive, but a Hive, it might be a longer video, so I'm just gonna maybe do it tomorrow. So I'll cover HUT here. Seems like when I do HUT videos, it doesn't get much coverage. It doesn't make sense because the companies like should be on equal par. Yeah, I don't know. Hive seems to be getting a lot of love, so I'll just do Hive and I'll release it tomorrow. So okay, so TFSA today we were solid 6%, $322. Now I'm not sure how it's gonna get adjusted come Tuesday. Around Tuesday, Wednesday. That'll be the most accurate number between the American and the Canadian stocks that I own. Even with the dual listed stocks for, well, now I have BitFarm, Hive, HUT, and yeah, I think that's the only dual listed. So that's going to affect the movement here, but for now, I think it's fine. So I think overall, the HUT movement was pretty accurate here. So 17.5%. And the reason why it moved up so much is because they just kind of unloaded a company that has been holding their shares 20 million, close to 20 million worth of their company, their shares for a while now. And they've been unloading it kind of like a little bit here and a little bit there to, well, they have their own reasons. I mean, well, I don't want to get too much into this now, but the company is BITFURY. I was trying to make like a grandiose entrance, but no. So BITFURY and HUT finally are going to terminate their Investor Rights Agreement, their IRA. And pretty much what that means is BITFURY is no longer going to have anything to do with HUT. Pretty much the shares that they do own, they will most likely unload to another interested institutional investor. That'll just get unloaded to them or whoever purchases them. So it'll be a big chunk. They do have a lot, like I said, about 20, closer, I think it's closer to 20. So they have a lot, and now this agreement, it's still kind of it's going to be delayed until December 31st, the end of this year. So BITFURY's nominee Jeremy Savelle, he will transition slowly out, and yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. Other than that, the reason why this is huge is because there was this sentiment going around with the investors that BITFURY unloading the shares was bad, somehow bad. And now that the company's moving away, both parting ways, that's why the stock kind of popped off today. And you can see that the sentiment has changed. It's opposite now. Once the two companies kind of parted ways now it's a positive thing. When before BITFURY used to sell them, BITFURY was kind of dragging down HUT whenever they sold their HUT share. a million, 2 million here and there. So that was happening, and it just casted like a negative light whenever BITFURY would sell, and then we would just tank like a 4 or 5% down. And so yeah, BITFURY, the reason why they would sell it is because they need to pay for their R&D and all that other stuff that they got going on. So they obviously are kind of cash strapped, and that in terms of that regard, they do have close to 20 million still, I believe. So that's a lot of money. Considering the share price right now, it's at 631 Canadian. So that's about Jesus. What is that? 120, 130, around 130 million Canadian, which will probably be around 95 to 100 million US dollars. So that's a lot of money. That's still there. Yeah. So let's see. That's what that is pretty much. And you can clearly see that people are just looking at this as a really positive news. And yeah. Oh, by the way, if you hear like a little rattling here and there, that's just the rain. We were having like a monsoon type rain. I think it's passed, but hopefully it doesn't pick up on the mic too much. So yeah. Okay, and so right, let's see. So today, I also wanted to just kind of like just shine a light on this portfolio tracker that I have, that I've kind of kept the link in every video, so you guys can check it out. It's kind of rudimentary. I mean, I just put the logo, like I just type the company's logo, get like a good size, and then just fit it in there. And yeah, so if I don't forget to do it, insert cell, no. Let's see. I think there's an insert. Yeah, put image over cell. I think that's the one, and then you just select the image. So, right. So, thing is with us Canadians, I mean, it's gonna be tough because now that HUD has moved into NASDAQ, they kept the same ticker as the Canadians, so now it's picking up the US, the NASDAQ version. So I'll have to find a way to track the Canadian stock because I have the Canadian stock. So maybe, I don't know, if I transition this into US dollar, then I'll have to do everything into US dollars, and then it just doesn't make sense because the price action movement is going to be in Canadian for the Canadian specific stocks. So like DGHI is going to be Canadian specific, so it doesn't make sense. So this is not going to be the most accurate for me, but for you, if you're just invested in US stocks or you're just tracking US stocks, then it'll be perfect for you. So history, I was able to add the last few movements that I made. You might not see one stock that's in here, and I think let me just go to my positions. I think it's a census. No, not a census. Oh yeah, Neptune Digital. So I wasn't able to add Neptune Digital, so that's why you might not see in here, but it's not showing the accurate share price and all that, so it's not being recognized. But overall, I think, let's see here. So HUD should be way more than just 8% gain here. If we go back to we're here, we're up 33%. And let's see, for Hive, it's okay. Also with Bitfarm as well, since the ticker is same, we're up 3% on Bitfarm at the moment. And it says we're minus 15, which is not accurate, of course, because this is only tracking the US price action. And I think the share price is also at 406 here, but it's $5 Canadian. Come close. Closing time at today, aftermarket. So, Hive, like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on Hive. Huge news, kind of huge news, long-term strategy, that kind of stuff, that kind of explanation that I'm going to have to do. Let's see. So Bitfarms today, it's puzzling because they're up 8%, and here it's only up 3%. So I don't know what's going on. Like I said, it'll adjust itself come Friday, Wednesday. Also, one strategy that I forgot to mention was investing with the dual stocks. Whenever there's a holiday like this one, like the Canada Day and 4th of July, first, like a great example would be Hut 8 mining. So if we look at Thursday, I think. See, Thursday it started at a 463 and closed here about 470. So it didn't really move much Thursday. But usually some stocks, like dual listed stocks, you could invest in one of them, and this is just just for explanation's sake. So let's just say they moved from 416 to $5. So you eat that profit, and then the next day when the Canadian market opens, you invest in the Canadian stock, which is Hut.to, and then you eat the profit there too, which is 18% today. So it's kind of like you get double the gains pretty much. So if you go to Hut.to, today's up 17-18%. It's kind of adding on to yesterday's gain, and it's going up. So you get what I'm saying. You get double the profit in the same company where you know the profit's coming. It's kind of like cheating, like literally it's cheating, because you know that the company is going to shoot up because it shot up on the Canadian holiday, and the next day you just take it. So that's one strategy you could use. I forgot to mention on Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to apply on Monday, but Monday nothing's open. So okay, hopefully that kind of helps. Also, with the dashboard, everything breakdown, it's all the same. Haven't updated anything really, just kept it the same. So if you want to check out this portfolio tracker, that's in the link description below, and I'll leave it there for all the videos. So yeah, let's see what else we got here. Bitcoin today was really surprising because there was news, but DigiHost there wasn't any news. So, and Bitcoin is not even doing anything in terms of movement. Like, Bitcoin has been the same. It's been up and down, but it's not really going anywhere. So it's great to see these things happening now, and Bitcoin isn't really moving much. So come weekend, this is a long weekend, so I don't know how Bitcoin's going to react this weekend, but it might fall down to like 30K again, like last week. So who knows? But I like that Friday we're moving into the weekend with the right mindset. At least for me, companies like CPSH. I was gonna say Mara, but Mara they didn't really take a hit much. So where's Riot? I'm screening through it, or maybe it's a different reviewer. Riot. So Argo took a hit today. We see Argo at minus. Not really a hit, but it went down. Let's just leave it at that. Riot and Mara. Okay, Mara was kind of balanced, so that's fine. CPSH is down. So again, with CPSH, we had. Let's see. Let me just go back to the stock here, CPSH, so I can clearly talk about it. So CPSH, we had a really amazing gain on, what was it, Wednesday? Yeah. So Wednesday we kind of shot up huge. And now that the transition has happened and it's done, we should see what the new CEO is going to do. And the new CEO, he was more of the guy, like the link from with the company towards with the military and he had all the connections and all that, and he was getting the deals, and so I'm interested to see what he's going to get done now, and I'm also interested to find out like how long it's going to take for him to get affect the company in terms of like finding deals and all that stuff. Of course, the share price. I wanted to say that buy the rumor, sell the news, that kind of thing. That's what's happening. So before the event actually happens, they just kind of hype up the price, and then like not the company, but the investors. That gets pumped up, like people just getting FUD and just joining in, and then just boom, just buy it at the top and go all the way down. So that's pretty much what's happening here. So with these things, you just buy at the lowest price you possibly can, and if you see something moving up 20-30%, just wait it out. You know that it's going to come down at some point. So right now it's a good time to buy. Looks like anything under $7, like under $8. Like my average price is like 730s, so I'm not really like selling this. I'm waiting for it to go back to 30s again, like here. It doesn't show it here, but you can see 52-week range, $30. I'm waiting for it to go back up to $30, and I think this company might actually do it, but it probably will take time, and that's totally fine. So I think that's it for this one. I just wanted to address CPSH, what happened. So usually with the transition with CEOs, transfers of CEOs, it will take some time to see, for us to see how the share price kind of moves in their favor and gets affected by the new CEO. So I think it might take like a couple months. Who knows? But as long as it's moving in the right and forward direction, I don't really care. Like if it takes a year, 2 years, there's a long-term game for me. Like it's a gradual thing. It's not a short burst. Like it's not 100-meter dash sprint. It's like 100-mile marathon, triathlon, biathlon, whatever you want to say. So it's a long race for me. Even with this challenge, I'm expecting to hit some target at some point this year, and I think we might get to a quarter of 100K probably in end of Q3, Q4 maybe. So yeah, Hut Hive, like these guys, huge. I don't think people realize how much these companies have yet to go up. Like, let me just do a little comparison before we just cut out. Like, okay, let's just do, since they're in the Nasdaq now, let's just do the US price. So their market cap is at 735 million USD. But right now they're about, I want to say about the same mining hash rate. And of course, Marathon does own a lot more Bitcoin at the moment, but Hut is no slouch. Hut is right there, 3,500, 5,500, about 2K difference. That's fine. Yeah. Let's see. What was my point? Right, Mara. So let's just go back to Mara. And yeah, $3 billion. Okay, let's compare. Mining hash rate's the same. Now you can argue that they have more cash and all that stuff, but generating profit in terms of that, Hut is no slouch. Hut is really good. They have many different streams of income, and they're doing really well. But $2.3 billion gap, it just doesn't make any sense to me. They should be at least 1.7 billion dollars. How much is 2K Bitcoin gonna make a difference? Like, it's not that much. It's like maybe $100-200 million. If you look at the current price and you just multiply that, it might just be a couple $100 million. So how is that gonna eat up? Like, there's so much room for Hut to grow. Like, Marathon is kind of like the benchmark for the Canadian companies to meet. BitFury. This company is stupid underrated. Look at this thing. 614 million USD. This should be where HUD is, to be honest. I mean, this thing has 8 exahash coming in by the end of 2022. Now, Marathon does have about 9 to 10 exahash. I think it's 10 exahash coming in by the Q1 of next year. But BitFury at the end, if you look at the overall, at the end of 2022, looks like the second leading company, Bitcoin mining publicly traded company behind Marathon. And with the current Chinese network, problem that they have, like they're just kicking everyone out with the miners, Bitcoin miners and everything. The network issue is kind of increasing what all the other companies that's outside China mine. When they mine Bitcoin, they're making, let's just say if they're doing 5 Bitcoin, they're making 6, 7 Bitcoin. So they're adding 2 Bitcoin extra to their current hash rate, and they're not even doing, there's no extra cost, there's no extra nothing. It's just there. It's just like a extra fee that's getting, accumulated right there. So, yeah. Right, I think this is getting off for way too long, so let's just end it here. Hopefully, I don't know, Friday, there's not much people watching. I mean, Friday night, you want to go hang out, have fun, so I'm just going to release it anyways. And, yeah. For those of you who've been watching my channel throughout this whole challenge, or just, whenever you started watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. This challenge, it's really been great just doing this challenge in general. My goal with this channel was just to kind of share my point of view and just keep track of what I'm doing, and for me to just go back and look at maybe just like a little summary of the video, check it out, every once and now, and just see where I've been in terms of my portfolio. So it's a little tracker, and yeah. And the performance has been great for us. We're doing really fine. I swear we're doing really fine. I mean, compared to what the overall market would be doing, we're doing really great. And if I just left it in an ETF or S&P 500 index, I'm doing way better than that. So that's a win for me. And my goal is just 40% year-over-year growth. Hopefully I go, obviously if it does better, I'll take it, that's a win. But 40%, I want to do 40% year-over-year gain, and I'll most likely just keep looking for companies that's gonna get me there. So yeah. And CPSH, and there's some other stocks that I wanted to buy that were really today just took off. There was this one company, Astra Holicity, the SPAC merger came through and they just started trading. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, it is what it is. Oh jeez, okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.